Good morning, students. Today we will continue with the lesson The Adventure of Three Gary Debs. This is the part third. So we will start from page number 44. So earlier we have read that Sherlock Holmes is at the house of Nathan Gary Deb, and he was cleaning a coin with a piece of leather. Let us start. Syracuse of the best period, he explained, holding it up, they degenerated greatly towards the end. At their best, I hold them supreme, though some prefer the Alexandrian school. So he said he just showed that coin to Sherlock Holmes and talk about it. You will find a chair here, Mr. Holmes. Pray allow me to clear these bones. And you, sir? Ah, yes, Dr. Watson. If you would have the goodness to put the Japanese vase to one side, you see round me my little interest in life. So he requested Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, the assistant of Sherlock Holmes, to have their seats. My doctor lectures me about never going out, but why should I go out when I have so much to hold me here? So Nathan Gary Deb told Sherlock Holmes that his doctor always tells him that he should go outside his house for a walk for the change, but he said that I am happy here, then why should I go outside? I can assure you that the adequate cataloging of one of those cabinets would take me 3 good months. So he says that as he was a collector, so he had many specimens. So he says that it will take 3 months to categorize the things if I will categorize them. Holmes looked round him with curiosity. But do you tell me that you never go out? He said. Holmes looked around the room and he asked Nathan Gary Deb that you don't go out for any reason. Now and again I drive down to Sotheby's and Christie's. Otherwise, I very seldom leave my room. He just says that occasionally I go outside, otherwise, I very rarely leave my room. I am not too strong and my researches are very absorbing. But you can imagine, Mr. Holmes, what a terrific shock, pleasant but terrific, it was for me when I heard of this unparalleled good fortune. So Nathan Gary Deb says that my researches are quite time taking, therefore I remain here with my researches only, and it was quite shocking offer for me, quite shocking plus pleasant also, that such a good luck comes at my door. It only needs one more Gary Deb to complete the matter, and surely we can find one. And he says that only one Gary Deb is required to get that good luck, and surely in the whole world there must be one. I had a brother, but he is dead, and female relatives are disqualified. He says that he was having a brother, but he is not alive now, and female Gary Debs are not qualifying for this situation. But there must surely be others in the world. But he was hopeful and says that there must be others in the world. I had heard that you handled strange cases, and that was why I sent for you. And Nathan Gary Deb says that he has heard about Sherlock Holmes and that he handled the strange cases, therefore he has written letter to him. Of course, this American gentleman is quite right, and I should have taken his advice first, but I acted for the best. So he says that that American means John Gary Deb was getting angry on the appointment of Sherlock Holmes by Nathan Gary Deb, but he says that my intentions were pure, and I just thought that best thing will come out if I will involve you. I think you acted very wisely indeed, said Holmes. But are you really anxious to acquire an estate in America? So Sherlock Holmes asked Mr. Nathan Garrydab that you did, whatever you did means you hired me was a right act. But are you really interested in having a land at America? So Nathan Garrydab says that certainly not sir. Nothing would induce me to leave my collection, but this gentleman has assured me that he will buy me out as soon as we have established our claim. So Nathan Garrydab asked him that are you interested in leaving your place and shifting to America or having the land at America? So Nathan Garrydab says that no, not at all. With no attraction, I can leave my things. Okay, but John Garrydab has assured him that he will buy his uh, part as soon as he will get that claim. $5 million were the sum named. He said that $5 million he has assured me that I will get as my part. There are a dozen specimens in the market at the present moment which fill gaps in my collection and which I am unable to purchase for want of few £100. So Nathan Garrydab says that there are many specimens still there in the market which I can't purchase due to the lack of money, and after getting that money, that $5 million, I will purchase all of them. Just think what I could do with $5 million. Why I have the nucleus of the national collection. I shall be the Hans Solon of my age. So he says that you just imagine that if I will be having all the collections with me, so that will be the best thing, and I will become the Hans Solon. Hans Solon was a famous collector, है So he says that I will become the Hans Solon of this age. His eyes gleamed behind his great spectacles. It was very clear that no pains would be spared by Mr. Nathan Garrydab in finding a namesake. So he was quite happy and hopeful of searching the third Garrydab, and his eyes were shining out of that happiness. So Sherlock Holmes and Watson could see that Mr. Nathan Garrydab will not leave any stone unturned to search the third Garrydab. I merely called to make your acquaintance, and there is no reason why I should interrupt your studies, said Holmes. I prefer to establish personal touch with those with whom I do business. So Sherlock Holmes says that I just have come here to meet you personally because I didn't have any intention to disturb you in your work, but I just prefer to have a personal touch with my clients. There are few questions I need ask, for I have very clear narrative in my pocket, and I filled up the blanks when this American gentleman called. I understand that up to this week you were unaware of his existence. So Sherlock Holmes says to Nathan Garrydab that everything was quite clear when I came to when I met this American, means John Garrydab, but I just want to ask some more questions to you. Although you have written everything, but then also I just want to know. But after meeting John Garrydab, I have come to know that before this week you didn't know even him. That is so. He called last Tuesday. Did he tell you of our interview today? Yes, he came straight back to me. He had been very angry. Why should he be angry? He seemed to think it was some reflection on his honor. But he was quite cheerful again when he returned. Did he suggest any course of action? No, sir, he did not. Has he had or asked for any money from you? No, sir, never. You see no possible object he has in view? None except what he states. Did you tell him of our telephone appointment? Yes, sir, I did. Holmes was lost in thought. I could see that he was puzzled. Have you any articles of great value in your collection? No, sir. I am not a rich man. It is a good collection, but not a very valuable one. You have no fear of burglars? No, not the least. How long have you been in these rooms? Nearly 5 years. So Sherlock Holmes asked some of the questions to Nathan Garrideb that um, uh, did you know him before this week? So he said, no, I just come to know about him from last Tuesday. Then he says, he asked Nathan Garrideb that did you tell him about our interview, that our meeting, that we are meeting today? So he says that yes, uh, I, I have told him. One more question he has asked that John Garrideb had come to me. Did he told you what sort of talk was held between us? So Nathan Garrideb says that yes, after meeting you, he straight away came to me and told everything. He was quite angry at that time. So Sherlock Holmes asked him that what is the reason behind his anger. So he says that he was angry because he thought that it is beyond his honor, whatever is being asked by you. So but Nathan Garrideb says that when he left my house, he was quite happy. So Sherlock Holmes was quite puzzled, and he asked that that do you have any important thing, any valuable thing in your collection? So Nathan Garrideb says that no, sir. Although it is quite beautiful collection, but it is not so valuable. So he also asked him, do you have any fear of burglars? So he says that no, not at all. Then he asked that if that American, means Nathan, John Garrideb, has asked him for money. So Nathan Garrideb says no. Then he asked that did he told you about any other plan? So he says no, not at all. Only one thing about it, that will he has told. I just have known. Then in the end, John Holmes asked him that for how long you have been here in this house. Then Nathan Garrideb says that for 5 years. Holmes' cross examination was interrupted by an imperative knocking at the door. So all of a sudden, certain knocking was there at the door, and therefore Holmes just stopped questioning Nathan Garrideb. No sooner had our client unlatched it than the American lawyer burst excitedly into the room. So when Nathan Garrideb opened the door, then American lawyer, means John Garrideb, entered in the room very excitedly. Here you are, he cried, waving a paper over his head. So he just shouted that here you are, and he was having a paper and he was waving that paper. I thought I should be in time to get you, Mr. Nathan Garrideb. My congratulations, you are a rich man. Sir, our business is happily finished and all is well. So he says that congratulations, Mr. Nathan Garrideb. Our business is over now. Means we have got the third Garrideb. As to you, Mr. Holmes, we can only say we are sorry if we have given you any useless trouble. And then John Garrideb turned towards Sherlock Holmes and he says that sorry, Mr. Holmes, if we have given you much trouble. He handed over the paper to our client, who stood staring at the marked advertisement. Holmes and I leaned forward and read it over his shoulder. So Watson is saying that John Garrideb handed over that newspaper to Nathan Garrideb, in which classified advertisement was there, and Holmes and Watson looked at the paper which was there in the hand of Nathan Garrideb. In that, the advertisement was there, and what was written in it, let us see. That is how it ran. Howard Garrideb, constructor of agricultural machinery, binders, reapers, steam and stem and hand plows, drills, horrors, farmers' carts, buckboards, and all other appliances. Estimates for artisan wells apply Grosvenor Buildings, Aston. So this was the advertisement. This is just the advertisement, and the moment of happiness for John Gary Depp was that ultimately he has found a Gary Depp, and he was unknown to them, and they have found this in the newspaper only. Glorious, gasped our host. That makes our third man. So Nathan Gary Depp became very happy, and he says that he is our third Gary Depp. I had opened up inquiries in Birmingham, said the American, and my agent there has sent me this advertisement for a local paper. So John Gary Depp said that he has asked to his friends and agents to search for the third Gary Depp, and finally his agent at at Birmingham has sent this newspaper to him. We must hustle and put the things through. So he says that we should end this thing and we should do hurry. I have written to this man and told him that you will see him in his office tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. So John Gary Depp says to Nathan Gary Depp that tomorrow you just go and meet him. I have written this to Howard Gary Depp. You want me to see him? What do you say, Mr. Holmes? Don't you think it would be wiser? Here I am, a wandering American with a wonderful tale. Why should he believe what I tell him? But you are a Britisher with solid references, and he is bound to take notice of what you say. So Nathan Gary Depp, as we know that he rarely leaves his house, so he was not interested in going outside. But John Gary Depp says to Mr. Holmes that don't you think that it will be good enough if Nathan Gary Depp will go, as he is the Britisher, he is having very good reference, and whatever he will say will have a value for the person, means for Howard Gary Depp. As I am an outsider, means John Gary Depp is an American, so he is an outsider, and why a Britisher would believe on such kind of strange tale? So he says that, what would you suggest, Mr. Holmes? I would go with you if you wished, but I have a very busy day tomorrow, and I could always follow you if you are in any trouble. So John Gary Depp assured him that I could come with you if I didn't have any urgent work, but tomorrow I am having very busy day. But if you will find any trouble, I will be there with you. Well, I have not made such a journey for years. So Nathan Gary Depp says that I have never went out and never made journeys for a very long time. It is nothing, Mr. Gary Depp. I have figured out your connections. You leave at 12 and should be there soon after 2. So John Gary Depp says that I have arranged everything, that from here you will leave at 12 and there you will reach, means to Howard Gary Depp you will reach after 2. Then you can be back the same night and you can come back the same day. All you have to do is to see this man, explain the matter, and get an affidavit of his existence. So John Gary Depp says that you just have to go there, meet this man, means Howard Gary Depp, and bring an affidavit of him that he is alive. By the Lord, he added hotly, considering I have come all the way from the center of America. It is surely little enough if you go 100 miles in order to put this matter through. So John Gary Depp says a little bit angrily that if I can come from America to resolve this matter, you can go at least 100 miles to solve all these things. Quite so, said Holmes. I think what this gentleman says is very true. Mr. Nathan Gary Depp shrugged his shoulders with a disconsolate air. Well, if you insist, I shall go. So Holmes also supported John Gary Depp and says that whatever John Gary Depp is saying is correct. And then Nathan Gaideb, although he was not happy to go anywhere outside his house, but then also he just shrugged his shoulders and says that if you all say okay, I will go. He said it is certainly hard for me to refuse you anything considering the glory of hope that you have brought into my life. So Nathan Gary Depp says there is no reason to say no to John Gary Depp because he has brought a ray of hope in my life. Then that is agreed, said Holmes, and no doubt you will let me have a report as soon as you can. So Sherlock Holmes says that okay, all is said. So as soon as you will get something positive, you will report me. I will see to that, said the American. Well, he added, looking at his watch, I have to go to get on. I will call tomorrow, Mr. Nathan, and see you off to Birmingham. Coming my way, Mr. Holmes. Well, then goodbye, and we may have good news for you tomorrow night. So John Gary Depp looked towards his watch and says that I have to go now, and tomorrow I will come to see you off, Mr. Nathan Gary Depp, to Birmingham. And then he turned towards Holmes and says that tomorrow till night we will have a good news for you. I noticed that my friend's face cleared when the American left the room, and the look of thoughtful perplexity had vanished. Then Watson looked towards the face of Holmes, that his face was clear and he was thinking something. Perplexity was there on the face of Sherlock Holmes. I wish I could look over your collection, Mr. Gary Depp, said he. In my profession, all sort of odd knowledge comes useful, and this room of yours is a storehouse of it. So Sherlock Holmes says that I just wish that if I could see your collection, Mr. Gary Depp means he was interested in looking his collection. In my profession, all sort of odd things comes useful, and this room is of yours is a storehouse of it. So Sherlock Holmes says that your room is a storehouse of knowledge, and all odd knowledge is always useful in my case solution. Our client shone with pleasure and his eyes gleamed from behind his big glasses. So our client means Nathan Gary Depp become very happy that someone is very interested in looking towards his collection. I had always heard, sir, that you were a very intelligent man, said he. I could take you round now if you have the time. So Nathan Gary Depp was very excited that Sherlock Holmes is interested in his collection. So he just says that I will show you each and everything if you are having time. Unfortunately, I have not, but these specimens are so well labeled and classified that they hardly need your personal explanation. So Sherlock Holmes says that today I don't have time, but these specimens are very nicely labeled, so they don't need your presence. So they are self-explanatory. If I should be able to look in tomorrow, I presume that there would be no objection to my glancing over them. So Sherlock Holmes says that tomorrow, can I come and have a look over these specimens? I think you don't have any objection on it. Not at all. You are most welcome. The place will, of course, be shut up, but Mr. Saunders is in the basement up to 4 o'clock and would let you in with her key. So Nathan Gary Depp says, no, I don't have any objection over it. So the place means my house will be locked, but Mrs. Saunders will open it up with the key. Well, I happen to be clear tomorrow afternoon. So he says, means Sherlock Holmes says that tomorrow I will come. If you would say a word to Mrs. Saunders, it would be quite in order. By the way, who is your house agent? So Sherlock Holmes asked Nathan Gary Depp to tell about our visit to Mrs. Saunders so that she will very easily open the house. Okay, and before leaving Mr. Nathan Garrideb's house, Sherlock Holmes asked him that who is your house agent, means with whose reference, with whose help you have got this house. Our client was amazed at the sudden question, but he also told that Holloway and Steele in the Antwerp Road. But why? And at the same time he asked that why you are asking so. So then Holmes says that I am a bit of an archaeologist myself. And when it comes to houses, said Holmes, laughing, I was wondering if this was Queen Anne or Georgian. So he just asked that whether it is of Queen Anne's style or Georgian style house. So Georgian beyond doubt. So he says that it is Georgian, I think. Really, I should have thought a little earlier, however, it is as certain. So Sherlock Holmes says that I should have thought this earlier, but I have asked you such question. And then he just smiled and he says that, well, goodbye Mr. Garrideb, and may you have every success in your Birmingham journey. So he just wished him good luck for the Birmingham journey, means meeting with Howard Garrideb. So here students, we will end up with the part 3 because it will be lengthy one and you won't find the interest. So see you in the next part. Till then, goodbye.